session is getting recorded in case if you would like to go through it again, or if you missed any part of it, you will be able to access the recording and have a look at it again. Now, kindly use the Q&A box to type out any message or anything in particular that you want to see. I will try and show that during the demo. Yes, good morning again. My name is Lokesh. We'll start the session now. We'll start with a small presentation, then we will get into the actual usage of the platform and see how we can automate the signals which could be generated running on a platform like TradingView, or if anybody is interested in Amibroker, we can have a look at that also. Now, in TradingView, we will be using a couple of indicators and strategies and price-based action to generate some signals during the session and see how we can automate them and place orders in the broking account. We will have a look at that during this session. We will also go through some of the features and facilities that are available in our platform. Now, in case if you want me to look at a specific strategy or an indicator and show how to automate those strategies or indicators, please let me know. Or if you have any queries regarding our platform, usage of our platform, features of our platform, if there's anything that you in particular you would like to have a look at it, please use the Q&A box to raise your query. I will answer them or show them while we go along. Yes. We will start with an introduction to Algomojo platform and what are the features which are available in the platform. Then we will look at how do we do an integration with TradingView. And in case if anybody is interested in Amibroker, we could have a look at that also. Yes. Then in case if you have any, we'll have a brief on what is the kind of support structure that we have for getting any online help during the market session or even offline help after the market hours also. We'll have a Q&A session. Don't wait till the end to raise any queries that you would have. Please raise them using the Q&A box. I will answer them as we go along. See, we are Algomojo is a web-based strategy execution platform. We act as a bridge between your charting tool, which could be things like TradingView, Amibroker, such kind of charting tools, and we will pick up two signals from those charting tools whenever there's a buy or a sell, which is raised by your studies or strategies, and place them into your broking account automatically without your intervention as such. Point to be noted here, we are not a strategy provider. We are not a platform where you'll get tips to buy or sell. We are not an advisory service as such. We act as a bridge between your strategy running tool and your broker account to place orders automatically. We don't have any mobile or any other app. It is a web-based platform, so you can use any browser that you're comfortable with and run Algomojo and get all the features and benefits that we offer. Yeah, basically it is designed to automate your strategies, which would be running from various charting tools. We have integrated with some of the popular tools like TradingView, Amibroker, MT4, charting. If you are a programmer and you would like to, if you're running programs in Python kind of environments, you can refer to a library and place your orders from Python also. Now, we provide a common API connectivities to multiple brokers. We provide whatever modules and codes that are required to automate the strategies that you'd be running as such. Now, we have tried to keep this platform as simple and as user-friendly as possible. All you need to have is a good strategy which you would like to automate. You need not have to have any coding or programming knowledge. or you need not have to get into any codes of the strategies that you're running and do any changes to automate those things. It is a simple plug and play kind of environment that we have just created. We have created. All you have to do is do copy paste of one or two things depending on the kind of platform that you're running your strategies with, and whenever those platforms generate a signal of buy or sell, it will be picked up and the orders will be placed automatically into your broker account. We have tried to keep the user interface as simple as possible. So, like as I was mentioning, it is not necessary to have any kind of coding or programming knowledge. A bit of computer usage, computer usage, if you know, that is sufficient, and you should have a good strategy or a study that you have tested and tried, and you would like to place orders based on the studies and strategies that you are using. So you can use a platform as such. Let's look at some of the features that are available for all users. You can customize what is that you want to trade. We will look at some all these features when we get into the actual platform demo as such. We will do that shortly. So you can customize what is that you want to trade, whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures, or whether you want to trade in options. You can decide prior to the beginning of the market, and it is a one-time definition that you need to do or one-time setting that you need to do in Algomojo, and it will be available for you every day going forward. Right now, you can trade in options. Options you can trade in dynamic options like ATM, OTM, or ITM can be picked up based on the strike price at that point in time when a signal is generated or received from your charting tool. Once again, please use the Q&A box to type out if you have any queries or if you would like to look at anything specific during this demo uh, of the platform today. In case you would like to see any specific things in our platform or in a charting tool, kindly let me know using the Q&A box. I'll try and use them and show it for you. Otherwise, we can go through this presentation. After that, we will look at the platform usage. Any queries? Anything? Please feel free to type out any queries that you would have using the Q&A box. Anybody? Fine, no queries so far. So we will go ahead. Yes. Now, you can use a platform for both buying and writing options, and there are facilities available which will help you to do an hedge to your main strategy running. You can hedge by either buying or selling options also. Such facilities are available. And in case we do the order splitting, in case if your quantity is more than the freeze limits, we will take care of placing multiple orders. You need not have to worry about placing or closing multiple orders. It can be done in one click as such. Now, for risk management, we have quite a lot of facilities built in our platform. You can, of course, set the target and stop loss, which can be in terms of points, or it can be in terms of percentage, or it can be in terms of M to M also. Now, not only that, you can also trail your stops. Yeah. Which software are you talking about? Already algo trading software connecting to broker account, then what is the bridge necessary? Yeah, you can trade in equities, in cash segment, in intraday, in terms of carry forward, in equity also, it's possible. Now, there's a query asking what if already a algo trading software is connected to broker account. See, our platform would be of use to you in case if you're running a strategy, say in a place like TradingView. Suppose you have a strategy in TradingView and that is generating buy sell signals, and you want to place those orders whenever the signals are generated. That is where we come in the picture as such. So we pick up those signals, say from TradingView, or it could be Amibroker, or it could be charting. Charting, a lot of people use for trading in equities. There are a lot of screeners which are available in charting, which based on the client's screeners would generate signals to buy stocks for intraday or even carry forward, and all those can be picked up and orders can be placed automatically without you doing it manually. That is where we come into picture. Now, in case if you already have some software provided by the broker and it is automatically running, yes, this platform may not be necessary. You can continue using whatever platform you are using, and if the orders are getting placed, which is good for the users as such, you need not have to look into our platform at all. Then, now a lot of brokers or almost all brokers provide charting tools which are from TradingView. However, point to be noted is that it is more for looking at the charts in terms of the inbuilt um, strategies or indicators which are available. Now, what if you have developed your own study or own strategy or your own indicator? You will not be able to load those into the charts provided by the broker. One. Second, broker provided TradingView charts do not provide a facility for webhook URL. That means to say that you will not be able to automatically place orders from there. Though you'll be able to see the signals in the charting tool, those cannot be automated to place the order in the broker terminal from such kind of charts. Yes. Yes, if you have a screener, then you can use Algomojo. So whatever screener your say charting screener or even TradingView watch list generates signals for you to buy the stocks or the options or the futures, whatever you are trading in. So those can be picked up and the orders can be placed automatically. So you need not have to worry about looking at your charting tool and then trying to place those orders into your broker terminal. So that piece is taken care by Algomojo as such. That is where we come in. We act as a bridge between your say charting tool and your broker. So whenever your tools are providing some signals to buy and sell, we help you to automatically place those orders into your account. Yes, it can be both for intraday, it can be for carry forward. You can trade in various segments, like as I was mentioning, you can trade in equities, you can trade in futures, so you can trade in options, you can trade in all instruments which are currently supported by the Indian market. We are not yet integrated to trade in Forex or in crypto. That is another product offering which we are working on. It will be available going forward as such. Yes, you will need to have a subscription of TradingView for because the free tools, free TradingView subscription provide free version of TradingView provides all the facilities except that it doesn't support the webhook URL. So webhook URL is what is required for the automation purpose, for which the subscription for TradingView is essential as such. Yes. Coming back onto the presentation. So you can trail your stops both in terms of percentage points or even M2M also. Now, you can also, as a trader, set the timings when you want to trade. Now, we have seen a lot of people who want to trade only the first hour volatility, or traders who don't want to take any signals which come towards the end of the day, or traders who want to take positions only during a certain part of the day, say from 11 o'clock to say 2 o'clock, whatever could be the logic they are using. So you can set the timings as to when you want the signals to be processed and not processed. So such kind of facilities are built in the platform. Now, for all users, we provide paper trading facility. Up to six strategies can be tested simultaneously for paper trades. Now, after that, you can get into live trades. So, of course, there is no limitation for the number of live trades that you can do. However, paper trade is limited to six per user, and uh, our recommendation for or the reason for us to provide the paper trade is to check the process and the platform, whether it is whether Algomojo platform is able to process your signals as per your requirement and place orders as per your requirement. To test that process is why we provide the paper trade or live a paper trade facility. It can't be used as a forward testing or a back testing kind of tool. Our platform doesn't provide for back testing or forward testing environment as such. So backtesting, you will need to have your strategy running in that environment. You should have the data, historical data for the past 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever time you frame you want to backtest it for, and then test for various profitability parameters for the strategies that you are trying to evaluate. So our platform is not meant for backtesting purpose as such. Paper trade is basically to help you to check whether Algomojo is able to handle your signals in the way it is meant to be. Suppose your buy is coming, whether you want to trade in equities or futures or options, whether it is selecting the right strike price, the right quantity, and placing the orders on a timely manner without any delays. To check those kind of things is the paper trade facility made available for all users. This is free of cost. There's no additional charges for you as such. Yeah, see, a specific method of integration with any broker. I'm not going to get into it, but it's a very, very simple process. Try and do that. I will guide you as to how to log into one particular broker during the demo. You can follow the same process. Also, I will show you the place where you can have a look at the video, which will help you out in terms of understanding how to integrate with a broker. In case if you're not able to do that also, our support, you can get in touch with our support function. They will guide you and help you to get the things done. Now, suppose you're running a say a nifty um, Nifty or Bank Nifty in charting on whatever time frame you're running at, and you want to trade using Algomojo platform from charting. Whenever there's a buy, you can say that okay, I want to buy say an ATM option or a ATM put or a call, or I want to write options of various strike prices. You can achieve that in our platform as such. So we will look at how to do that. Charting, I'm not particularly getting into it, but the process is similar to what we are going to see while we do the process of integration with TradingView. Charting is much more simple. All you have to do is copy paste one webhook URL. That's it. In TradingView, there is a message box and a webhook URL to be used. Whereas charting, you have to just copy one webhook URL and paste it. That's all. So you need to have the subscription of charting also, which will support the webhook facility or feature as such. The free versions they don't support as such. Now, there are flexibilities to rollover. Suppose you want to, you're a positional trader and you would like your positions to be rolled over to the next week or the next month. You can set the date and time on which you want the rollover to happen. Our platform will take care of closing the existing portion and taking the portions in the next contract, whether it could be weekly or monthly as such. You can also define what is the number of entry signals that you would like to have, and also what we mean by maximum number of entry signals that can be active at a same time is that now suppose there is a strategy which is sending buy signals, multiple buy signals based on the way it is designed to do. Suppose you don't want to take multiple buys, you want to take the first entry only, and after that, any other entry coming in, you don't want to handle that. You just want to take the first buy and then carry forward the trade till it meets target or stop loss or exits out of the trade. Or if you want to take one or two of the signals which are coming in, that also can be set. That is what we may mean by maximum number of entry signals. Now, there is a facility using which you can also limit the number of trades that you want to do. Now, suppose you're a trader, intraday trader, you don't want to take more than say 3 trades. So you can tell the platform or set the platform in such a manner that it will take only for the first three trades. After that, whatever signals are coming in, it will not be executed. It will stop the trading for you for the day once the number that you've set is achieved. Suppose you have said that you want to take three trades, so it will take the first buy signal and then it will wait for the exit, then the next buy signal, and then the third buy signal. After that, the system will close off the facility, and any more signals coming from your charting tool will be ignored or will not be executed as such. Such kind of facilities or features are also built in. Now, if you're a trader, options trader, basically, who typically trade in multiple legs, it could be a combination of PCs and PEs, buying and selling, all that can be achieved in a single click of a button or a single signal that comes from any of your tools as such. Now, however, as of now, you will need to create the multiple legs involved in the option strategy that you're trying to automate individually and then group them together. Suppose you are running a saddle or a strangle, you create the individual legs and execute them based on a single signal as such. So in case if anybody is wanting to have a look at it, let me know. I'll try and show that also for you. Now, you can get notifications in Telegram app. All you have to do is go to Algomojo bot in Telegram and use that facility. There's a chart ID which is created, which will be provided. All you have to do is come to the strategy that you're running and paste it there. So whenever there's a signal coming in from for buy or sell, you'll get a notification also. This is one feature which we have pretty recently launched. It's called lock profit and the trail profit. Now, how is it different from M2M? M2M, as you are aware, is the day's profit and loss. However, if you are a proportional trader or a trader or an investor who looks at buying and holding the positions or the stocks for a longer period of time, you can define in the system what is the minimum profit that you would like to close the trade with. Now, suppose you're trading and you have achieved, say, a profit of 10,000 and you expect the market to correct a bit. And however, you are not willing to, say, let go of profits if it comes below 8,000. You can say that, okay, lock my profit at 8,000. So what the system will do is if the profit from 10,000 drops to 8,000, it will close the position for you and that's it. You will be able to gain at least the minimum profit that you have defined or you were expecting as such. So that can also be trailed. Suppose your profit from 10,000 has moved to say 12,000. So instead of 8,000, you want it to become say 8,500 or 9,000. For every step or say 1,000 rupees step increase in the profit, you can say that, okay, my log profit should also increase in the step of say 300 or 500 rupees. So it will automatically trail your profits also. It's not just the M2M, even the profits can be trailed. So this will help you to gain in terms of profit and lose out when the market starts going against your position. And at least you'll be able to achieve whatever minimum profit that you are expecting so that when the market starts moving in your direction, you can get back and then continue with your trades as such. Yes, the option while trading in options, you can define the strike price that you want to place orders with. Suppose there's a signal coming in, and say at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you want to trade, say in ITM 5 strike price. So we will look at 12 o'clock what was the spot price at when we get the signal from you, and accordingly select the ITM 5 and place order for you. So you can define or you can select up to 20 strikes in the money and 20 strikes out of the money. So of course, ATM is always possible. Yes. Now, so you can lock profit and try and maximize the profits that you take home at the end of the day. So this is another facility. This is a facility which a lot of people are using and found it to be of huge benefit. Request you to kindly adapt these facilities into your trades that you take on intraday or even positional trades as such. So there's a simple explanation also given in our blog. All you have to do is go to the blog and look at how the setup has to be done. There's a step-by-step process outlined to set these log profit or M2M or trail your stops. All that is provided in our blog also. We will look at some of those facilities, how to set it up when we get into the platform usage as such. Any queries? Any queries so far? You can, of course, trade in equities, which can be both intraday and delivery. And of course, you can trade in futures and options, which can be NSE based or BSE based or even commodities. You can trade in, say, fixed options or even dynamic options. Suppose you're a trader and you want to trade a particular strike for the entire day, you can do that also. Or if you want to trade based on the ITM or OTM, you can set the parameter so that whenever the signals are coming in, we will look at what is the strike price that you want to trade in and accordingly place the orders for you. Dynamic symbols is another thing which you can use for all instruments like Nifty and stock options or your bank Nifty, Sensex also. Yes, log profit can be done with the trail facility also. We will look at how to do that also, how to do the setup also. Now, you can use any subscription of TradingView. The only limitation is how many strategies that you're going to run, because you need to create, say, yeah, the plan, the basic plan, the first subscription allows you up to 20 alerts that you can create. Now, if you're doing more than 20 alerts, then you need to migrate to the next plan as such. Or if you want to trade from, say, screeners or watch list kind of thing, then you need to go in for the third plan. So it all depends on how many alerts and what are the functionalities of TradingView that you want to achieve. And we are okay with the basic plan, provided the number of alerts that you are sending is limited or less than 20. So we have integrated with close to 29, 30 brokers as of now. So in case if you have an account with any of these brokers, you can start using our platform immediately. You get a 7 day trial, and after that you can get into various subscription methods which are available. I will share the details when we get into that, right? Now, what uh, so you will find most of the large brokers who are there, yeah, already integrated, and you can kindly make use of the 7 day trial which we provide, which will help you to understand our platform and check whether the platform is able to meet your requirements as such. In case if it is suitable and you find that it is meeting your requirements, then you can get into subscription method as such. Now, we have a special offer in case you open an account with these 7 brokers, you get the APIs or the subscription from Algomojo also free of cost for life. So request you to kindly make use of this facility, open a new account using Algomojo as a referral. How to do that, I'll show you in the website. Kindly use this facility and get the Algomojo platform usage free of cost for the entire life as such. So otherwise, there are subscription. See, Sherkan has now been migrated to. Yeah, Sherkan is done and it's available. It is taken over by another company, Mire Assets. So we are in discussion with them. I think some more testing is happening. It should. I think we have gone live or we're about to go live with that also. So if you open account with any of these 7 brokers using our platform referral, then you get APIs or subscription free. Now, when it comes to automation, it's a 2-step process, pretty simple to do the automation. All you have to do is have a good strategy. that you want to automate, either in TradingView, charting, Amibroker, any platform that you are running or you have been using. And after that, in Algomojo, you define what is that you want to trade, like whether you want to trade in Nifty or Bank Nifty or in stocks, options, various things, how many lots you want to trade. So you set those parameters in Algomojo as a one-time activity. And after that, all you have to do is do a paper trade, check if the orders are flowing as per your expectation, and then get into live trade as such. So in the paper trade also, you get to see the actual, almost actual um, P&L, M2M kind of details during the live market hours. So check how it is meeting your requirements and then shift over to live trade. Don't get into the live trade immediately. You need to understand how the system works. Once you get a hang of how the system is supposed to work or it is working, then um, you can use our live trade as such. Now, in case if you have a done account already or any existing broking account with whom we have done the API integration already, you can use the 7 days trial, check our platform. If it is meeting your requirement, then we have various subscription plans. You can subscribe for those for continued usage for now. After that. Yeah. First part is what you define in Algomojo, the things that you want to trade. And second part is the automation part. So if it is TradingView, you just go create an alert in TradingView. And if it is Amibroker, you'll need to download one or two modules, one module, or depending on the strategy that you're running. And then enable the webhook URL in Amibroker or even in TradingView. That's all is the process. It's pretty simple. We will look at some sample methods in TradingView today when we get into the demo part. Any queries so far? Yeah. Now, there are certain rules that we have set in our platform for depending on the kind of strategy or the indicator that you're running. It is important to understand how these rules work and then use the correct rule in case if there's a mismatch in the rule that you use and the strategy that you're running, then the orders may not go through as per your expectations. So most important part is to understand what is the kind of rule to be used. I will explain to you when we get into a chart what is the kind of rule to be used in which kind of strategy or indicator that you would be using. So there are rules like long only or short only or long plus short, buy sell, long plus short, buy sell short cover more for Amibroker kind of users. Then there's something called a stop and reversal. Now, what are these? We will get into the explanation of these rules when we look at a live chart today. Now, before getting into the process of integration, let me take you through the module, through the platform. So algomojo.com is our website. Request you to kindly log into the page and have a look at the facilities that we provide. A couple of things. Now, if you want to open a new account, go to this place called Open an Account and provide your name, email address, and phone number, and select which is the broker you want to open a new account with and complete the process. Suppose you say first stock and then you complete the process of account opening. It will take you to the first stock broker webpage and ask you to do all the updation there and provide all the documentation. Once the account opening process is done, the broker will come back to you with the client ID and the password, which you can bring it to our platform and you will get the APIs free of cost or the subscription for Algomojo free of cost for life as such. So these are the 7 brokers with whom you can try and open a new account with. In case you already have an account, then you can get into various pricing modules. I'll show that also. Now, in case you find that there are some features which if you feel that is not currently available in our platform, you can ask for that feature. We will check the feasibility using this button. We will check the feasibility of developing that feature for you in our platform, and then you can use it also. Now, in case if you want a detailed demo or any assistance in terms of installation of, say, Amibroker, Bridge, or integration with TradingView or charting, you can ask for a slot, give us a date and time in which, or during which, at which point in time our team will get in touch with you and help you out with any kind of assistance they would you would have for the integration as such. Now, you can look at the blog by going to the blog page here, gives you various articles as to how to use the platform as such. Now, if you already have an account, it could be with any broker, you can straight away start using that account from by using the login button. All you have to do is go to this place and select your broker from here. I'll be using a broker called TradeGenie. Select it from the drop down, and the credentials to be used is the same, like whatever you are using for your regular broker integration or login in the mornings or whenever. So use the same client ID and the password and the TOTP. Let me log in. So, like somebody was asking, how do we do an login if you have an account? It's the same process. So if it's flat account, all you have to do is just use the go to this place. Let me show that again. Sorry. Yeah. Go to login and then select the broker from there, from the drop down, enter your credentials, and you'll be able to start using your platform. Now, there are brokers like Zerodha or Upstock, a couple of others who require a certain API process to be completed before the automation. So how to do that? There's a small video and write-up available for all users. All you have to do is go to Algomojo site and then look at uh, say brokers. It will show you whichever is the broker, you can select that broker. And it will take you to that page and help you to log in. Or if you're doing it for the first time, it will show you the process of logging in there. Right. Or if you want to understand more, you can, since I already logged in, it is taking me straight away to this page. You can go to these modules and there is a broker tab. Go to brokers and what is the login process, how to open an account. So you can click on that and select which is the broker you want to use. And there'll be a small video tutorial. It'll guide you as to how to log in. Say, for example, in this case, if you have a Fires account, how to log in with Fires. If it is Kotak, if it will be a different process. Refer to this video of Kotak and complete the process, understand the process and complete the process. After that, you'll be able to log in and start using Algomojo for automation as such. Then also, I think is a pretty simple, straightforward process. Yeah, it's a done provided client ID password needs to be used. After that, um, you can log in to Algomojo. So once you log in, say to Algomojo, you'll be able to have a look at this is the homepage. It'll be a common thing for all the brokers. Give you a summary of the funds and holdings and what are the positions, orders. You can also create watch list from here and try and place orders manually also from here itself. Suppose you want to buy something like Reliance share, you can say that, okay, go here and say buy Reliance, whatever quantity, whether it is MIS, CNC, and place orders. So one login, you will be able to take care of all your trading and investment requirements for the day, except for backend activities like adding funds and withdrawing funds and getting various kind of reports. You will need to log into broker account as such. Otherwise, Algomojo will be able to take care of most of your trading and investment requirements from this web page itself. So after you log in, there are quite a few tabs on the left side. Go to the first tab, so that is called My API. This is the Algomojo provided API. When you're logging in for the first time, it will ask you to generate this. So once you generate that, it will tell you till when it is valid. Now, if you already have an account and when you're trying to log in, it will give you 7 days of free usage. So you get a 7 days usage free trial. This is basically for you to test and check whether the platform is able to meet your requirements. And in case if you find that, okay, the platform is able to take care of your trading and investment requirements, then you can get into various plans we have. We have a monthly plan, half yearly, and a yearly plan. On a yearly basis, it works out to 500 rupees per month. So it's a very, very nominal amount for the kind of features that are and functionalities that are provided in a platform. I hope we find a lot of value in our platform for your trading and investment journey as such. After you get your APIs, the next step is to define what is that you want to trade by going into a tab called My Strategies. So here, when you are doing it for the first time, it will be blank. So you will need to define a new strategy of what is that you want to trade. So one second. This is all-inclusive price. So as of now, including GST kind of stuff. Yeah. So like as I was mentioning, once you have the APIs, you have to define what is that you want to trade by creating something called a new strategy. We go here and update certain details. Like it will ask for a name, and it will also ask for details of what is that you want to trade, right? So here it can be name, can be anything. So let's start with Nifty futures. Let me give a name as Nifty Demo 21st. And the rule, as I was mentioning, there are 5 types of rule for starting. I'll use the stop and reverse rule. For each of the rule, there's a small note which pops up, which defines what is that the rule will do. This is the most important part. You need to be careful and related to the kind of strategy that you're trying to automate. So when I open a chart, I will explain in detail what are these and how, what kind of rule needs to be used. I'll use something called a stop and reversal rule, and say that, okay, I want to trade in futures. So select futures here, and symbol is, say, if you type the first few letters of this symbol that you want to trade, say, for example, it will give you a drop down from where you can select. So it'll show you this Nifty June contract, whether it is NRML or MIS. If you're an intraday trader, use the MIS. Then price type is always market. So we are yet to come out with the facility for limit orders or stop loss limit or stop loss market kind of orders. That will be that is work in progress. You will have those kind of facilities also pretty shortly, right? So then you have to say how many lots you want to trade. Suppose you say that, okay, I want to trade 100 lots. So it will tell you the quantity also, depending on the lot that you choose, right? Now, if it is more than the freeze limit, it will automatically split based on the instrument. So if it is Nifty, freeze limit is 1800. So it will place multiple orders of 1800 quantity to fulfill this 7,500 quantity. These are the basic things that are required. It is a one-time setup that you need to do. You need to say whether you want to trade in equity, futures, or dynamic options, or static options, and select the instrument and the quantity, and also say whether it is MIS or carry. That's all is the basic information which is required by the platform for you to update. Now, apart from that, there are other facilities which are available, like which you can use, like you can set target in our system itself. You can say set the target in terms of percentage, or it can be points, or even M2M. Now, suppose you say M2M, you say that, okay, you select an M2M of say 25,000 rupees, and that's it. So whenever you get a profit, or whenever there's an M2M of 25,000 rupees, the portion taken will be closed for you. Or it can be percentage, or it can be points also. Suppose you say points, if you say that 200 points. From your entry, if it does 200 points, it will close the position for you. Similarly, stop loss can be done. Stop loss can be defined in percentage or points or even MTM. If you say that, okay, I don't want to take a loss of more than say 2,000 rupees, you can say MTM of 2,000 rupees. Yes, you can use MCX also for trading as such. So you can define in terms of percentage, points, or MTM. If you say percentage, then you can also set the TSL. whether it is again in percentage points or MTM. So these are optional parameters. If you would like to utilize them, it is built into the system, and you can define it one time and then keep running it as long as your trading or investment is going on. Or if you want to edit any of these facilities, you can still doing it. Suppose you have taken an entry and you have set a target of 200, but you feel that the market is going to trend today. So instead of 200 points, you want to update it to 300 points. While the trade is running itself, you can come back and update your targets also, or trailing stop loss, or any of these values, and save it. So if the trade is running, it will take care of these new parameters, edited parameters or updated parameters, and close your position whenever these levels are achieved. So, so you have target and stop loss and target trailing stop loss. Then there's something called profit lock. Now, if you say profit lock, so using this facility, you can say what is the minimum profit that you would like to have as such. Now, when we say minimum, suppose your trade is already into is in your favor and it has done say 10,000 rupees as profit. You can say that okay, now what trigger my lock profit lock when the profit level has reached 10,000, and I would like to take a minimum profit of say 8,000 rupees. So if your portion or the market starts coming down from say 10,000, when it reaches a level of 8,000 rupees of profit for you, we will close the position for you. Though we will trigger the position for closure, the exact amount that you will get depends on the uh, order at which it will get executed at as such. Now, sometimes you can't get exact 8,000 rupees. It could be say 7,800 also, it could be 8,200 also, depending on the volatility and the instrument that you're trading and the liquidity and various factors. So whatever rate it is getting executed, that will be the final profit that you achieve. But we will be tracking it, and once it reaches 8,000 level, we will trigger and send it to the broker and to exchange for closure of your position as such. Right. Now, in case you have said this and you would like to say trail this also, it can be done. Say for every, say, if you'd like to trail your profit, then you can say yes. And you can say that for every 2,000 rupees increase in profit, let my log profit increase by 500 rupees. So if the profit moves up to say 12,000 rupees, then your minimum lock profit will move from 8,000 to 8,500. So if it becomes more, goes up by another 2,000 rupees, it gets to 14,000 rupees. So this will become 9,000 rupees. So for every step of 2,500 rupees, minimum lock will also keep trailing for you. So these are optional settings which are available, features, facilities that are available for maximizing your trades, your profits, and minimizing your losses as such. Kindly use these facilities to on a daily basis, or in your personal trader also, you can use this for profit lock kind of expectations. Now, there are other things like how many entries you want to take, how many signals that needs to be processed, what is the time when it wants to, when you want to start the trading, what is the end time when the signal should not be executed. Suppose you don't want to take any trades after 3 o'clock. You can say the end time is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So any signal coming in after 3 o'clock, it will not get executed. So similarly, if you're an intraday trader, you can set the square off time. You say that, okay, square off all my MIS position at say 2:59 or 3 o'clock. So it will square off the position for you at that point in time. Similarly, expiry, you can roll over or you can do the square offs by setting the time and dates. So kindly look at these facilities and features which are available. You can also set how many trades you want to do, say maximum daily signals, how many signals you want, total number of signals for the day or for the strategy. If you say 5, so any sixth signal that comes in will not be executed. This strategy will get switched off after 5 trades. So these are optional parameters which you need to set in case if your strategy itself is taking care of the target, stop loss, trailing, everything. You need not have to worry. You need not have to do any of these settings. You can leave them blank. Similarly, if you want to do not want to do any of these settings in terms of number of trades or timings, leave them blank, leave them to the default values as such. But absolutely required parameters would be what is that you want to trade, how many lots you want to trade, and what is the type of trade, whether it is intraday or positional. Suppose you say that you want to trade in 100 lots, you update these minimum requirement and submit it. Once the strategy gets saved, you will get something called a webhook URL, which we will need to use in various charting platforms like charting or TradingView or Amibroker. We will need to use this um, webhook URL, which will have the information as to where the signal that is getting generated from your charting tool should go. First, it will send it to Algomojo. And when it comes to Algomojo, from your APIs, which are mentioned here, we will look at which client it is belonging to. Then under that client, for which strategy it is related to. As you can see here, this TC272 is the strategy that we are just creating for Nifty, trading in Nifty futures, 100 lots as such. And to place an order. So this is the most important linking component which ties up your charting tool and your strategy that you're trying to trade. Now, in case if you make a mistake, if you have created something for Bank Nifty and you have used it in a Nifty's place, it will start placing orders in Bank Nifty instead of Nifty. So be careful when you're copy pasting this link as such. So this is one information that you need to use, and the other information is in TradingView. You will need to use the code which is given here for TradingView. If you are using a strategy, this is another thing that you need to copy and paste, and webhook URL is something you need to copy and paste. Is all is required for automation as such. Now, how do we use this? We will look at TradingView as such and see how do we use this information for automation. Any queries so far? Anything on this? So as I was mentioning, you need the TradingView subscription. So once you have the TradingView subscription, the first thing that you need to achieve or do is go to the symbol that you want to trade. Let us look at Bitcoin. Those markets are open today. We'll be able to get some live signals. So select the symbol that you want to trade. Then after that, select the time frame that you want to trade in. So is it 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes? Whatever is the time frame that you're running your strategy with. Let me select 1 minute time frame so that we get some additional details. Additional trades or signals today. Okay, once you have selected the symbol and the time frame, you need to load your strategy. You can bring in any strategy that you have and automate them. It is not necessary that you have to have a strategy which is already inbuilt in TradingView. You can, if you have developed your own Pine script strategy, you can use that, or you want to use any of the built-in strategies which are there in TradingView, as long as it is giving alerts for buying and selling sufficient, you can use that. For today's demo, I'll use Super Trend. I'm sure most of you have heard of Super Trend and or used Super Trend also. In case you want to see anything, any specific indicator or strategy here, let me know. I'll try and show that also. Yeah, see, the difference between charting and TradingView is that in charting, you can have one screener to which you have a watch list. That watch list can contain any number of stock. We have seen people who scan thousands of stocks in the day. And whenever those stocks get selected, it could be 5, 10, 20, whatever number, based on the criteria they're using. So those stocks will be sent to Algomojo for automation. That's it. As simple as that. Now, another way, suppose you are using TradingView, then for each stock, you will need to create an alert. Suppose you are trading in HDFC Bank, you have to create one alert. If you are creating using one more, say Reliance, you need to create one more alert. Or you can also use a watch list facility in TradingView, in which you can add all these stocks. Suppose you are running super trend on 20 stocks, you can create a watch list of 20 stocks, and whenever super trend on a whatever time frame meets that, whichever stock meets that requirement for buy or sell, the orders will be triggered and sent across. However, to use the watch list kind of facility in TradingView, you will need a higher subscription plan. The basic plan will not allow you to automate a watch list as such, whereas the second and third plan, they have facility for uh, automating from the watch list itself. If you have the basic plan, then for each stock or each instrument, you will need to create separate alerts. However, if you migrate to these higher plans in TradingView, you can create a watch list, and in that watch list have any number of stocks. On that, you can apply your strategy. So it is as that would be the difference I would find in TradingView and charting. Um, of course, the feedback has been that there has been delays in charting. TradingView is much faster compared to the identification and sending the information to any broker as such, whereas charting there could be a small delay. So it depends on the kind of requirement that you would have. It depends on the kind of platform that you're using. But the process is very similar. All you have to do is create an alert here, and similarly create an alert in charting also. In trading view, you have to update a message box, whereas in charting, you have to just copy paste the webhook URL. Now, once you have set what is the instrument that you want to trade and what is the time frame, and loaded any strategy that you would have, which would have these buy sell signals, so we'll need to create an alert. So once the alert is created, whenever we get these buy or sell signals, it will be automatically sent to Algomojo for execution into your account. That's all is the process. Now, how do we do that is the next step as such. Now, here, after you load any strategy, you will have this three dots called more. Click on that and add alert. Choose add alert option. So it will open a pop-up which in which you have to update this message box. The default, whatever is there, remove that. Go to the Algomojo strategy that you just created here and copy this from here. Go to TradingView and paste it here. Give it a name and say NF, for example, NF 21st demo. And go to this notification section, whatever the default webhook you're there, remove that, take the webhook URL for that particular instrument that you just created and copy that and paste it here. Right. So update the message box, give it a name, go to notification, update the webhook URL and say create. That is all is the process to be done for automation. Now your alert will be shown here. So whenever this gives a buy signal, the next signal will be a sell. So it will place an order for you. That is all is the process for automation. Of course, you have to come to Algomojo here, and after you create this, go back here. By default, it will be in inactive state. Enable it for paper trade first, and then whenever this strategy receives a signal from TradingView, it will place an order. As you can see, there's a long trade which is running, and if you want to get into this trade, or because you feel that okay, I want to take position in this because market is going to trend from here, you can do that still from here. So also say go here and say buy. So a buy signal is generated, and you can see that signal here. You have generated the signal manually, and it has placed an order for paper trade for 7,500 quantity, and a long portion is created for you. Long portion is created and it is running. Now, if the trading view is going to send a sell signal, the long portion will be closed and the short portion will be taken. So you are automatically, you're setting up the alert once in TradingView, and you're defining what is that you want to trade in under my strategies one time. That is it. Every day morning, all you have to do is log into this web page and enable the live trade or the paper trade, depending on what you're doing. Always start with the paper trade, check if all the orders are going through for few runs, few days, and then take it for live trading as such. That is always the process. Any queries? So any queries and any clarification required in terms of setting up for automation? It can be any strategy. You can bring in any strategy that you would have. and create the alert. So all you have to do is load your trading symbol. It can be Nifty, it can be Bank Nifty, it could be anything. Equity, options chart. We have seen people who use options chart itself and generate signals on that and place orders and set the time frame and load your strategy. And once the strategy is loaded, go to this more button and say add alert. And in the message box, update the message box content and under the notification, update the webhook URL. Only two things to be done for automation. We don't get into the code or any other changes to be done for automation at all. It can be anything. It could be alpha trend, it can be UT bot, it can be any strategy which is available. As long as it is giving us buy sell signals, you'll be able to use them and place orders automatically. Yeah, any queries, please let me know. And so as you can see, super trend is a strategy which is a trailing kind of strategy, which is always in trade, but either long or short. So for such kind of strategies, it can be any strategy, any other strategy also, which is always in trade, similar to a super trend, whether long or short. So whenever there's a signal coming in, it could be, for example, here it was a sell signal, a short portion has been taken, and the it has moved to a long portion here. The short will get closed and the long will be taken. So for such kind of strategies that you are trying to automate, always use the rule called stop and reverse. What it does is it will stop the current position trade and then take the reverse trade. Suppose a long is running, now we are taking a long position, a short comes, it will stop the long trade and take the reverse of that. That is the short trade. So it will close the long and take the short. Suppose you set this for trading in options, for example, we will see that also. In a long, it will take the CE, and when a short comes, it will close the CE and take the PE. The reverse of that, stop the PE, CE and take the PE, reverse trade. So the rule to be used for similar kind of strategies would be stop and reverse. Now, if you are a trader and you feel the market is going to trend from now onwards on the upside, and you want to take only the long trades and not the short trades at all, then you can use a rule called long only. You can go here and edit here and say long only. What it will do is system will look at only the buy signals coming in from TradingView. So whenever there's a buy coming in, it will take the long portion, and when the short comes or the sell comes, it will close this long portion and wait for the next buy signal. It will not take this short trade at all. Now, there are situations where the market would keep trending down. Then you want to take only the short trades, then you can say short only. So it will take only the short trades. Now, suppose you want to take long plus short. There are two variants, long plus short, buy sell, long plus short, buy sell, short cover. Buy sell is what typically is the action that we see in TradingView. Now, we have seen strategies where what it does is that it will take, for example, a sell portion here, and it would have set a certain amount of target, and it will come out of this short trade, say somewhere here, and not wait till here. So it will sell here and say give a buy. So what happens is the short signal taken will be closed, and no short will or the long portion will be taken. So we will wait for the buy signal to come again. So when the buy comes here, it will take the long portion, and here, say for example, it will close the long portion and wait for the next signal. So there may not be trade for some time as such. So after some time, again, you'll get a buy or a sell signal. It will take that and then place the next signal. So for such kind of strategies that you run, then you need to use the rule called long plus short, buy sell. Long plus short, buy sell. So it is not continuously in trade. It is sometimes in trade and sometimes not in trade. So such kind of situations and you want to take both kind of trades, that is long and also short, but not continuously. Say super trend, you're taking a trade continuously, whether long or short. Whereas we have seen strategies which could have targets or stop loss. What it will do is it will take an entry, and once the target is achieved, it will close the trade and wait for an appropriate movement to give a entry again. It could be a long again or a short trade. For such kind of running, then use the long plus short rule. In Amibroker, there is a short and cover also as an action. So for Amibroker, I would recommend short and cover. And for strategies similar to say super trend, you will need to use this rule called stop and reverse. Now, if you want to combine super trend with say VWAP or weighted average, moving average, exponential, whatever, when you want to combine multiple rules, go back here, make this active. Yeah. For example, you want to look at, say, super trend and also another indicator or another study, combine multiple studies, then you have to get that programmed or reprogrammed in the Pine script itself to check for entry and exits based on multiple rules. The rule could be like somebody mentioned, super trend and WMEA. So you want to combine both of them, and only when both the studies give an entry or an exit, you want the trade to happen or signal to be generated. It can be done, but not directly, but you have to get that coded separately. So here we look at strategies which are coded in such a manner, it is considering all the factors and then giving the buy sell signal. This is super trend alone. Suppose you want to combine this with say WMEAE, the study that you're mentioning, then you have to say if buy has been given by super trend and also you wait for WMAE to also to give a entry, then you can get that coded separately and run it using PineScript. So you need to get hold of a coder and combine both the studies or multiple studies and then get the coding done and then generate the buy sell signals. So when those buy sell signals are generated, we will pick them up and place orders for you. If it is a single indicator or a single strategy, then you can do it without any changes being done. Yes. Yeah, see, moving average strategies are already available in the Pine script in TradingView itself. So if you have a strategy which is giving moving averages, you can use them directly. If it is giving buy sell signals, you can automate that. So when a buy comes, all you have to do is use the Pine script, go to this more button and create an alert. That's it. It can be any strategy. So we might get a sell signal as the price is coming down. So let us see what happens. We have taken a position manually here. And after that, we wanted the system to go ahead and take the automatically, whenever the signal is coming from trading, we want the orders to be placed according to that. So any positions taken will be seen under this tab called My Signals. Under this, we have 7,500 quantity running in long trade as such. Now, if super trend gives us sell here, the long will be closed and the short will be taken. So as you can see, a sell has been generated. You can see from the log that sell has been generated at 11:12:01. Let us look at what has happened to this signal here. Go to signals. You can see that the sell signal has been received and the orders have been placed for selling and the position has turned from long to short. So this can keep running for you without any intervention unless you come and stop them as such. Otherwise, whenever your chart is giving a long or a short signal, it will keep running. So you can take positions in cash market, you can take it in options, you can take it in futures, MCX, any of these segments. So all alert creation and strategy creation is one-time activity. All you have to do is define what is that you want to trade here. And after that, come and do the setup, create an alert by selecting the instrument and the time frame and the strategy that you are trying to automate. So once you load those and then create an alert, when the alert is generating a buy or a sell signal or a long or a short position, those orders will be picked up and it will be placed into your account. Yeah, in charting, if you are, you can define using multiple studies, WMA, RSI, VWAP, and whenever those are generating signals to buy these stocks, so those stocks will come to us and those will be automatically placed. Here in charting, suppose you have created a screener, which will take care of the WMA, RSI, and VWAP. So if it is giving a buy, say there are five, all you have to do is create that screener, and then that screener also will have a facility for webhook URL. All you have to do is go there and copy paste this webhook URL. Yeah, copy this and paste it in that webhook URL. And in the action, you have to give it as buy. So you will have one screener for entry and another screener for sell, which could be, so you have to mention that screener as sell. So we know when whatever stocks come from the buy screener, we will place orders for taking portion intraday or carry forward. So whenever the sell signal comes from the sell screener or the short screener, we will check portions of the stocks if it is there, then we will close those positions for you. So charting is very similar, except that you don't have to use any of these kind of codes. All you have to make use of is this webhook URL and paste that. That's it. Also, what you will need to do is when you're creating a strategy, for example, here, let me show this. You will need to add all those into a watch list here. So, what is the chart symbol? What is the trading symbol? How many lots you want to trade? All those details need to be added. For example, if you say INFI is one, and select the trading symbol would be, suppose you are trading in, because we have selected futures as the strategy, it will give you futures drop down, futures and options drop down, and then you say how many lots you want to trade and say add that. It will show you. So you will need to add all the scripts in this fashion to the strategy. If you have more, then you can use the drop down, the CSV file upload facility. So all you have to do is download this format, download this watch list format, and here add all your stocks. Give the chart symbol like uh, typically chart symbol will be similar to what is given by uh, charting or trading view, or if it is Amibroker, whatever is the data feed provider giving. So typically it will be something like Infosys is Infi, and Reliance is Reliance. Some brokers would use, or some data feed providers will use a different format like Reliance hash EQ or Reliance space EQ or Reliance underscore EQ. So depending on how the script is getting generated on your chart, you will need to use that. Trading symbol is another thing, or the exchange. Exchange is NSE, NFO, depending on what you want to trade. Then the trading symbol. Trading symbol is dependent on the broker. So always look at what is the broker's format. For example, here it will be in the futures format. Here, if it is a broker like TradeGenie, it will have a format like INFI hyphen EQ. Some other brokers will have just INFI. Some other brokers could have INFI underscore EQ, dot EQ. Depending on the broker, these vary. So that is the reason why we have to specify the trading symbol also. So you can add all those stocks and also mention the quantity and upload this as a CSV file here. Suppose you have, say, 5,000 stocks or 2,000 stocks, all that will be visible here. So when your screener is sending an order for any of these stocks which are defined in this watch list, for the quantity, along with the quantity, it will place the orders for you. If it is not there in the watch list, then the symbol will not get executed. Right. So use the upload download format and then define all the stocks that you want to trade, giving the chart symbol, exchange, and the trading symbol, and the quantity that you want to trade, whether it is one lot or 100 quantity, depending on the instrument that you're trying to trade, and upload them using this upload file, and it will be visible here. And come back here, and that is a one-time activity. And I enable the paper trade or live traders. That's it. So charting is even more easier or simple to handle. So whenever there's a signal coming from charting along with the, say, at morning 9:30, it sends 30 symbols to be traded, to be bought. All those will come here and all orders will be placed. based on the quantity that you have defined into a broker account, and the position will be taken. So now SL is running. So if you get a buy, it will take a long position, close the short position and take a long position. So it will keep working for you after one time creation of alert and one time definition of what you want to trade in Algomojo. It is as simple as that to automate any study, any uh, strategy that you would have. Kindly use the Q&A box in case you have any queries. I'll try and answer them. Any queries so far? Any other thing that you'd like to see? Now, let us look at how do we trade in, say, options like Bank Nifty options. So whenever there's a long coming in, or let us say that want to use an indicator, for example. Let's use an indicator. RSI is something which is very familiar. So suppose you want to take a long entry when the RSI from below crosses, say, 45, and take a short entry when it goes up and starts coming down at around 75. So you take a long entry at the lower end, and when the oscillator turns downwards, where you want to close the long entry and take the short entry, or close the CE and PE and take the PE. How do we do that? We can try and have a Now, in terms of if you're trying to do straddle in Nifty, let me show you this guide. If you go to Algomojo, go to blogs and search for options. Or if you want to trade in straddles, for example. So bullish straddle or a short straddle, suppose you want to do a long straddle, click on this and it will tell you the step-by-step process of how to create each leg one and leg two, and how do we group them and then place order. So if you have multiple things to be done, you can check this blog called algomojoblog.com/blog. It will take you to this web page and search for, say, saddle, iron conda, any of those strategies that you have. And it will give you a step-by-step process of how to set it up and then start using them. So let's look at how do we trade in Bank Nifty. Let us go to Algomojo here and create one more strategy for trading in BN options. So I'll select a similar rule called long stop and reverse. So when the oscillator RSI is moving up from below at a value of 35, I want a C to be taken. And when it goes up above, say, 75 and starts coming down, if it at 70, I want the C to be closed and P to be taken. And I want this to keep repeating always. So how do we do that setup? For such kind of requirement, use this rule called stop and reverse. Then segment, I'll say option dynamic. Then here I'll say Bank Nifty. And you'll need to give expiry. Expiry, you can say current month, next month, far month, any of these. Current month, it will also show you the date, expiry date, and whether you want to trade in ATM, ITM, OTM, you can select that. I'll say ITM 5. And whether you want to buy or sell or hedge buy or hedge sell, you can do that. If you're a buyer, you can select buyer, and it can be MIS or in RML. Price is always market. Then you can say you want to trade in, say, 50 lots. Quantity will be shown here. Depending on the instrument, the freeze limit or the split order will also vary. So there's a query. Suppose we want to select only two of the 8 our signals because we cannot all that script, or we make whether fixed amount. See, when you're trading in equity, you can specify the amount. Suppose you say that for each script you have allocated a budget of 5,000. Depending on the LTP, we'll calculate the quantity to be taken and then accordingly place orders. That is one thing that can be handled. And suppose you want to trade only two signals, then you can also define that, saying that I want only two signals to be taken. But we have not experienced this in charting. You will need to try it out. You can say maximum concurrent entries would be say two or three. So it will take only the first two signals or three signals and then trade. Try it out in charting. As in the paper trade mode, we have not checked that. It should work for you, sir. So after updating these things, I'm not looking at any other parameters. Let me save this. So the webhook will be created here. And we use, for indicators, we have to use these codes for entry and exit as such. So we will use the buy for, or since it is already coming moved up, let us create an alert for selling. So all we have to do is load the indicator, similar process, load the trading symbol, select the time frame, and load the indicator. Here I've loaded stochastic RSI. It can be anything, ADX or MACD, any indicator. Go to this more button, and when you click on that, it will give you a provision to add alert. So when you do that, you will see a pop-up which is slightly different from what we saw for strategies as such. So here you will need to update the condition and also trigger. Whereas, and then update the message box and the notification. So three things to be done: condition and trigger to be updated, message box to be updated, and notification to be updated. Here we will say that if the RSI is crossing down from top, a value of say 70, okay, and if the bar closes below 70, then I want a cell to be defined. So what we'll do is we'll put this as, instead of buy, and make this as sell. And in the webhook URL provision, I'll paste this webhook URL. Sorry, I didn't copy that properly. Copy this webhook URL and paste it here. Let us give this a name as BN option short, right? So, and say create. So you have a alert which is created. So now when, as you can see on the chart also, the level is shown as a dotted line with a right pointing arrow. If the RSI starts coming down and closes below 70, it will create a PE for us. For that, we will need to enable the strategy that we just created. We'll go here and enable it for paper trade. So when a cell comes from trading view, when the RSI starts dropping down below a value of 70, it will give a cell, it will take a PE, and we will need to create one more for, say, exit of PE and the entry of CE. Suppose if the RSI goes below, say, 20 and starts moving up and comes to a value of 30, I want a long to be taken. So we will need to create one more alert. All we have to do is go to this alert that we have just created, right click on that and say clone. It will create an exact copy of what we just did. Go there, edit it, and make some small changes. We, instead of crossing down, we will say crossing up a value of say 35 instead of 30. And then bar close will remain the same. In the message box, we will then say, instead of sell, we will say buy. Make this two edits and save it. And let me change the name also. Here we'll say long. So save this. So we have, as you can see here, there's one dotted line pointing to right arrow for the alert that we just created. So the way it acts is, now it'll take a PE entry if the RSI starts coming down the level of 70. And when the RSI goes below this level of 30 and starts moving up, we have said crossing up. So when it starts crossing up a value of 30, it'll close this PE and take a CE. And when it goes up and again starts coming down, it'll close the C and take a P. So it'll keep running for you after this setting is done. So all you have to do is set two alerts. If you're running an indicator, it can be any indicator. It could be RSI, it could be MACD, it could be CCI, it could be William R, anything, any of those kind of strategies, and create two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. Whenever these conditions are met, it will keep running and keep placing the orders for you. It is as simple as that. So bring in your study and then place an order. So advantage being that it is a one-time creation and you need not have to be sitting in front of the system and placing the orders manually. The system will do it for you. So you have your study. Based on your study, the entry and exits can keep happening. Now, while we were discussing this, we from sell it has given a buy signal. So as you can see, a buy has been generated here. As you can see, buy here it was sell, it was buy, it was at 11:25. So let us look at what has happened to this order. So go here and go to my signals, and as you can see, 11:25, we got a buy signal, and a buy order has been placed. So short position which we had has now become long position. So the system can keep running for you. You need not have to be sitting in front of your system. You need not have to be placing orders manually. It can happen automatically. Now, instead of paper trade, if you had given live trade, it would have gone to the broker. That's it. And the orders would have got placed. Since the market are closed, we will not be able to see the broker orders. We can see only the paper orders. Any queries? Anything else that one would like to have a look at? And again, advantage also is that you can keep shifting this level. If we had kept 70, we will make it as, we'll take it up to 75, something like that. So you can either shift it using the arrow here itself on the screen itself, or you can go here and edit. We had kept 70, we can make this 80 also, or 90 also, 85. As you can see, it has moved up here. So if the RSI closes below this level of 85, then a short portion will be triggered and you will be able to see the alert and the order will be placed for PE. Any queries? It is waiting for the bar to close. Once this candle closes, it will trigger a short entry and a PE will be taken. Yeah. So now we have the bar closed. Let's see if it has triggered. As you can see, alert has been triggered as the RSI closed below 85. So let us look at what has happened to the sell order. Go to Algomojo and go to signals and select the strategy. So as you can see, the sell order has been received at 11:32 and order has been placed for P and the portion can be seen here. 1500 quantity of ITM 5 PE has been placed. So now when a buy comes, this PE will be closed and the CE will be taken. So system can keep running for you. So when the RSI goes below this level of say 35, what we have indicated, and it'll and starts coming up. We want to take an entry only when it starts coming up. So then the PE will be closed and the CE will be taken. It's as simple as that. You can create such alerts using for any indicator. Multiple indicators, you'll not be able to do that. You have to get a special coding done in Python. Suppose you want to combine, say, RSI and also with ADX, for example, then you have to get a coding done and then run it here. To say if you call it a combo of RSI and MACD or ADX, so you give it a name, get that coded, and when both the conditions are met, then the alert can get triggered and orders can get placed. So if it is for single study or indicator, then you can do it directly. Otherwise, if you have to combine multiple of them, you have to get a coding done specially. Interesting thing a lot of people use is the trend line. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have used or using trend lines. Suppose you put in a trend line, for example, you draw a trend line like this, and you say that okay, if there's a breakout, if the price breaks out above this trend line, you want a long entry to be taken. So put in your drawing. It can be anything, trend line, or it could be any other method of that you want to follow. All you have to do is put in your drawing there or study there, right click on that and say add alert on this trend line. Add alert on trend line. So you can say that if the price is crossing up from a value from crossing above this say for say it's close to about say 10,000 or wherever it is crossing up. Then, sorry, I did not select the correct one. Let me select the correct one. Add alert on trend line. Yes. Yeah, price crossing up the trend line. You can see that it is for trend line for a 1 minute, or it can be time is independent. In this case, it is the trend line which is important. When the price is crossing up the trend line and it closes above the trend line, you want a long to be taken. All you have to do is update this with the long message. Sorry. From Algomojo. Copy this and paste it here. And you're trading in Bank Nifty, keep the same webhook URL and give a name here. So let's say trendline breakout. Say create. So alert is added. So when the price breaks out above this, you will get a long entry. Similarly, if you want to do a breakdown, for example, you put in another trend line and say that okay, you put in a drawing like this, and if there's a breakdown of the price breaks and closes below this trend line, you want a sell to be added, then all you have to do is go on the trend line and say add alert. And here you can say crossing down, price crossing down the trend line. And in the message box, give this message instead of buy, all you have to do is say sell and name. So we can say TL breakdown and create. So when the price breaks the trend line and closes below the trend line, a PE will be triggered. And similarly, if it is crossing up this trend line and closes above that trend line, a PE will be, the C will be written, executed as such. Yes. Yeah, see, you have flexibility in TradingView to combine multiple studies, and but only thing is the method which is directly possible for you to automate is using only one study, one trend line, for example. Suppose you want to do it in um, using two different trend lines. I'm not very sure if it can be coded. We'll need to check with the programmers whether we can use two instances where the breakout in say 5 minute timeline has happened and then breakout of the 15-minute time frame also has happened. Then the long has to be triggered. Whether it can be coded, I think it can be coded. If that happens, then the buy entry and the long entry will be triggered and the order can be placed. So when you're combining multiple time frames or multiple studies, you will need to get a special coding done. If you are using an independent or a single study, then you can do it directly. So you can use trend line, you can use a price also. For example, if the price comes, so if you feel that this is a resistance level, you can say that, okay, if the price comes to a level of, say, 10,600, 1,03,600, for example, you want a price crossing up from below. Suppose you have taken a long entry and you want to, when the price comes above this level, you want a sell entry to be, your position to be closed. All you have to do is put in this drawing here and say add alert. Let me try and close this. I did this. Uh, and say that, okay, if it crosses here, you want a sell to happen for the portion which you already taken, you can define that. So when the price comes to this level, the portion will be here. So suppose you have taken a long entry here and your price moves to this level, the portion can get closed. And once you create this, these are always available for you. You can shift it anywhere, up or down. You can keep changing the limit levels. Even here also, you can keep changing the levels. Suppose instead of 35, you want to take an entry at, say, 16, for in this case, for example. So you can bring it down. So when the price crosses above from below the level of 16, it will close the PE and take the CE entry. So these are all one-time setups that you can do, and you can customize it or order it on the screen itself whenever you want it. Depending on the market conditions, if you want to change some of this, you can keep doing it. See, any of these pivots or CPR, you can load and check if it is giving you a facility for adding an alert. If it is giving and adding a provision for adding an alert like this, like when you click on that and you see a small pop-up box where nothing else has to be done in the setting, but in the message box, you have to go and update the message for what we give as the for strategies. If it is indicator, then use when you click on this more button, it'll ask you to update the condition and also the trigger, whether it has to be done once or twice. And these conditions will vary depending on the kind of study that you're using. If it is CPR, it could be something different. If it is pivot, it could be, say, R1, R2, R3, or S1, S2, S3 kind of thing. You can select what is that you're looking at. And when that condition is met, whether you want to buy or sell, you can update that here, say buy or sell, and then to which strategy you are looking at, whether it is Nifty or Bank Nifty, use that particular webbook URL here and save it. That's it. It can be any study. So these are functions which are provided by TradingView. It is not specific to us. It is facility given by TradingView. You can use pivots or you can use any kind of study. The alert creation, if it is available, you will be able to automate. As you can see, this price has closed below this trend line, so it has triggered that order, and it will show you also here. It has sent a sell position, and PE will be taken. So when you're using an indicator like trend line indicator or price-based indicator, they will be active for one instance, for that particular instance. Once that instance is over, it will get stopped. You'll need to come and do a reactive of that or restart that. So if you're continuing on the same trend line, when the price goes up and starts coming down, you want to use the same trend line, you can activate it again, it will be there, and it will work in the same fashion for you. Any other queries? Anything else? Anybody would like to see in this? Okay, coming back to our presentation. So we just saw how do we do an automation using super trend or RSI or even price-based trend line kind of thing or price level based kind of thing. All you have to do is set an alert. So whenever the setting of alert is dependent on whether you're using a strategy or a study. Study can be like indicator based or it can be price based actions. So when you're using a strategy, the process for setting alert is that you have to select the trading symbol first, then select the time frame, whether it is 1 minute or 5 minutes or whatever time frame that you're trying to automate in or place your orders from, and then load your strategy and click on the more button and create an alert. While creating an alert, you have to update the message box. The content for that is given by us, and then update the webhook URL. That's it. All you have to do is create the alert for strategies. And for indicator, slightly different process. For when you are using an indicator or a price-based thing, then you have to load that indicator after selecting the trading symbol and the time frame. And then when you click on the more button, it will give a pop-up which is slightly different, where it will ask you to update the condition. When should it trigger, whether crossing up or crossing down, whether the value is greater than or less than. So depending on the study, the condition values will also be different. You will need to update that. And you have to create two alerts for indicators, one for entry and one for exit, one for long and one for short as such. And update the message box with the buy sell content. Those are also provided by us. All you have to do is just copy and paste it there. If once you do that, whenever the conditions are met, the alerts will get triggered and orders will get placed for you. You need not have to be monitoring and using that. So the trigger conditions or the conditions for alerts for indicators or studies would be like, it can be crossing up, crossing down, entering the channel, exiting the channel. It will vary based on the study that you have loaded. Kindly make sure that you're selecting the right condition, and then the signals are getting generated. If you are using options, we have an extensive blog which gives you a detail of how to use or set up any of these kind of option strategies. Request you to kindly go to the algomojo.com/blog section and search for the study that you want to automate. It will give you a step-by-step process as to how to create it, group them, and then create an alert in, say, TradingView. And then whenever the alert is giving a buy sell signal, all the legs in the strategies will be executed based on one signal. In terms of support, we are available online from 9 to 5 on our working days. On Saturdays, we are there from 10 to 5. You can contact us on our WhatsApp number 81055 72233, or you can give us a call on 8550 or you can raise a ticket from our website itself, or you can send us an email. Our team will be able to assist you during the live markets, even after the market hours also. Any other queries? Kindly let me know. Yeah. In case if there are no other queries, we can conclude the session. My name is Lokesh. I'm part of Algomojo team. Now, in case if you have any queries, if you have any coding to be done, you can mark a mail to me, lokesh@infolab.com. I'll get the feasibility check and come back to you with a proposal in case of any coding requirements. And kindly look at our blog and our website, algomojo.com, algomojo.com/blog. Thanks to all for attending this session on how to automate your strategies or studies using Algomojo platform. Have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.